Hello, everyone. How wonderful to see you, sort of, here. Sense you. That's probably a better way to say. But this is an invitation for May 1st, which is May Day 2024, for you to attend the Quantum Freedom Tour. The Quantum Freedom Tour is based on this book, Quantum Living, Moving at the Speed of Life. I don't know if you've heard of this yet, but it's being met by rave reviews by people all over the world. This is a big deal because it is the guide on how to unleash your freedom, how to unleash your potential, how to unleash fulfillment and joy and all kinds of stuff. And this is an amazing journey for the very regular person like you and me. It's not for the science people, even though it's, I would say, science, and I would have to say spiritual, non-religions, but spiritual, of how we're designed, how divine designed our magnificence, which we're not using a lot of it. I remember growing up and hearing we're only using 5% of our brain. And that was said by Albert Einstein. And I'm wondering, it's 5% of our life. Like, what did he really mean by that? But this event is extraordinary. You're gonna chills. You're gonna walk in that door on May 1st in the morning and leave at 12:30 or 1, and you're gonna have made a quantum leap. What does quantum leap mean? Quantum leap means you're here and you want to be here. You know, it would be great to utilize quantum leap is today. Why? Look around. The entire world is changing right before our very eyes in real time. And what does that mean? It's like who we used to be, what we used to know, what we used to do, how we used to do it, who we did it with. Oh, just on the professional side, all of that is changing in remarkable ways. I'll tell you a very quick story of a woman. I just did an interview with Carrie Pena, and a wonderful journalist, award-winning, and my dad, Grammy winner also. Wonderful interview. It'll be out in, I think, aired in 4 weeks from now. And anyway, but so then this woman, this friend of mine, came and was the second interview, talking about how dramatic her life changed from just some of the simple principles that we can do in here, learning how do you unleash, how do you discover your magnificence and potential, and how do you unleash it? So she had a very difficult marriage, long time. And so she was judging, he was judging her, she was judging him. And it was all about judging and negativity and criticism, and she was swimming in it. And so then this book was completed. And so she got one of the first copies. I was very concerned about her. And we also did some one-on-one together to support her. But anyway, what ended up happening, she raised her life condition to such high states. This is like Carrie Pena was knocked out at Margie Darlington's experience, and that's who it was. And you'll see when it's aired that she, in all peace and love, filed for divorce. She was the moneymaker in the family for decades. And in spite of that, she just felt free, abundant, took all of her assets and it split in half and gave it to him and blessed him on his journey. Then she goes out to California to celebrate with her girlfriends her newfound freedom. But she probably won't get married again. She decided that. But one of the girlfriends at the table who knew Margie long time decides to look up her high school boyfriend and said, "Oh, remember Jeff? Here's Jeff's number. He's a mile away from where we're having lunch right now." It was weird. So anyway, she said, "Well, he was the love of my life. I mean, I don't want to call him." But she's so happy now just about being free from judgment and free from criticism from others and herself. So all that got lifted of what's in this, a guide in this book. I'm talking freedom in a day, possible. So anyway, they said, just text him. Here's the number, text him. So she sends a text. And I'm not kidding, it was 5 minutes, 10 tops. He calls her and says, "Is this Margie Darlington, the love of my life?" He spoke of her exactly the way she spoke of him. That would have never happened if she would have stayed in all that negativity, because all that negativity pinches off. It'd be like a hose with magnificent, so that the energy of love and joyfulness and compassion and happy and all of that is like water flowing through a hose. Let's say you pinch it off, the water's still flowing, but it's not getting through because it's being pinched off. Our negativity does that. She had released that and was at peace, was so happy. She was so happy. Then he says, "Is this Margie Darlington, the love of my life?" "Yeah." And they got together. "Yeah." And he had several properties and his boat and the Channel Islands and all of that. They just now bought a house here in Arizona. That's what happened. Beautiful home. Very happy. Never seen her so happy. I've known her since I'm 24. That's called a quantum leap, right? And quantum leaps are available for everyone. Now, Albert Einstein did say the only constant in the universe is change. The challenge we have is how do you deal with it? So when you can deal with it from a quantum leap perspective, quantum leap means it's like a small amount of energy and a magnitude, enormous results come. That's what quantum means. It's the ratio between the amount of energy spent to the magnitude of the result. Quantum leap, in a moment, you could say another way, when we're stuck in something, we're just stuck in the same pattern or stuck in, our disappointment or confusion or whatever, you quantum leap out of that with a very little effort. And this is a guide on how to do that. And we're going to do that May 1st. And we really want you to come to the point where, guess what? Quantum freedom is free. How's that for an invitation for the people attending? We want this for you. The world could use your potential. You could use your potential. And so I promise you, this is the time on planet Earth. This is going on planet Earth. It's being referred to as the Great Awakening. Awakening to what? Awakening to our potential. And I'm going to leave you with this. Another Albert Einstein quote that I love so much, where he said, the spirit that moves the universe is the same spirit that moves our soul. Now, how cool is that? That means we're actually not little with no power. We are gigantic with enormous power. And it's time to bring it out. It's time to recognize it. And it's time to come together with us. Now, we have available seating for 200 people. And we'll come back if necessary. But we're going to send out an invitation for you to be able to sign up. In the meantime, if you hear this video before, please call Candace Braden, because she's an event planner extraordinaire, and her number is 970-581-1766. Jenny Gilbreth, I call her the human angel, most lovely person ever, with Canyon title, from Sweden. Just love, that must be, I don't know, she was just born in just rose petals or something, because you'll see, she's fabulous. So she's part of the organizing team. And then with Doug Braden, who is absolutely loan officer extraordinaire. He specializes with veterans. They call him the senator because he does so much for the industry of real estate and mortgage by going to Washington, D.C. and to really petition for support for people in Colorado. So anyway, in those industries in Colorado. So here we are. I can't wait to see you. It's May 1st. It's at Block 1 in downtown Old Fort Collins. My favorite place in Colorado is Fort Collins. The most lovely people I've ever met in my life were from Fort Collins. And I understand this event is just beaming with positive energy right on a river. So, it's very close to a river, on the river. Otherwise, we'd have to say it's now in Wyoming. So it's not in Wyoming, it's in Colorado. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. I promise you, quantum leap that day. Absolutely possible. It's a matter of shifting your perspective. It's not this, it's now this, right? You can see from both eyes what's going on, and a deep heart. That's the coolest part of all. That's the coolest part of all of us. Okay, can't wait to see you there. Here we go. Rock and roll. We got it going on. Quantum leap is in your future. Bye.